Hey, what is up? And welcome to Fan the Flames podcast, the Calgary Flames podcast that drops every Friday. I'm Nate.
I'm Dan.
How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good to hear. You having plans for the weekend?
No big plans.
Just Flames watching?
Just a lot of hockey watching.
I guess we should get to the first story right away.
Yeah,
a little bit of
the news.
Yeah, something a little surprising.
Yeah, TJ Brody passes out, takes a seizure-like fall, or...
Yeah, the details are a bit sketchy at this point, but it sounds like he collapsed on the ice and had a seizure. And I guess there's a update going on right now live, so we don't have all the details.
He's clear from the hospital. I saw that.
Yeah, he got to go home, and they said he's talking and seems okay.
They let him go home, and he can't talk.
Well,
maybe he wants to go home.
Maybe Zuccarello, he couldn't talk after he got hit in the head with the puck.
I don't remember that.
Okay. So anyways, it sounds like Brody's okay, like he's not in critical condition or anything.
Yeah, from what was probably a very scary scene at the Salon.
Yeah. Have you ever played with anyone who had like a scary injury when you were on the ice?
No, I've never seen it. You?
The only thing I seen was once a guy, he got hit into the boards and he dislocated his hip.
Ooh.
And like...
Was it one of those things where it looked like an innocent play and it just turned out way worse?
No, actually he scored a goal and I think it was his second or third point of the game. And the D-man, after he scored, ran him into the boards. And it
dirty.
Didn't... Yeah, it was dirty. It didn't look gruesome or anything, but he was screaming. Like, I guess dislocating your hip hurts a lot. So, and you can just kind of feel like the whole energy in the building change from competitive to concern.
Yeah.
So I can imagine seeing someone have a seizure is even worse.
Yeah. It was only during practice, so...
Yeah, but the good thing is he sounds like he's okay, and I guess the question from a fan's point of view is, what does this mean for the defense?
Decor. Well, they dropped Shillington back to Stockton, and they pulled up Davidson, so my guess is they're going to be throwing him in the lineup.
Do you think Davidson will play, or do you think they'll recall Shillington? Because the move you're talking about was last week.
Yeah, that was last week.
And probably the thinking behind it was Davidson is a better 7th D to sit in the stands than Shillington is, because you want Shillington getting experience. Yeah. But now that there's a spot open, maybe Shillington will sort of get recalled.
Yeah, recall him up. It's possible. I don't know. How long does that shit take? Recall, get him up.
I think it's like a day.
Yeah. Yeah, so we haven't heard anything. Do you think they'd still do it before game time?
I think they could, yeah. Because do you know anything about Davidson?
No.
Yeah.
I don't. He's not young. I think he's around 28 or something.
So he's more of a journeyman.
Yeah.
So like he's probably the perfect 7th D.
Yeah.
So... yeah, that's something for us to watch for in these coming games. If Davidson will get some ice time, or I'm guessing we'll see Shillington rejoin the team
sooner rather than later.
You mentioned to me earlier that Shillington was doing quite well in the minors.
Yeah, I heard that he lit up his first game in Stockton with a hat trick, a couple assists to boot. So.
Not bad for a D-man.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I guess the other news this week was the 2 matches we had. One against St. Louis, one against Dallas. 2 losses. One was in overtime, so we got 1 out of 4 points.
Yeah, how those predictions look? You almost nailed the first one.
Yeah, I got the score right, but I didn't say OT. But
yeah. I was 1 off on the second one.
Yeah, second one you predicted a 2-1 loss, and it was 3-1. But there's an empty net. So we were close on the predictions, and we did say 2 out of 4 points.
Yeah.
And they got 1 out of 4.
What wasn't favorable for the Flames? And we weren't exactly pessimistic. We weren't optimistic either.
We're realistic.
The Flames weren't. They didn't get that too.
No. But the Dallas game, the thing for me is Ben Bishop is like a Flames killer.
Yeah.
He seems to have pretty good stats against the Flames.
Yeah. The second period was just... It was a killer. It hurt to watch. It must have hurt to play as well as... Yeah, it kind of drained the energy out of me being a fan watching that. But then again, Flames are known for the third period comeback, so you always have that in the back of the mind, but can't always work every time.
Yeah, and one of the sort of turning points in that third period was Calgary. It was 1-0. Calgary had a 3-on-1.
Backlund, pass back with Backlund and Gio.
Yeah, and I think Backlund shot wide.
Yeah,
and then it goes down the other way, 2-on-1, and the guy from Dallas, he didn't miss.
Dowling?
A Calgary native.
Yeah. Do you hear that storyline too? His first goal in the National.
Yeah.
Family friends were there. Mom was in the beer line. It was a good move on Riddick too.
It was a really nice move.
Yeah.
Not on Riddick, on
Talbot. Something you don't see very often, curl and drag for that long. I didn't think he had enough room to pull it in, but sure enough, he did.
It was a good move, and that was sort of the turning point, because we couldn't score more than one on Bishop. So once we got down 2, it just was insurmountable.
Yeah, fucking Bishop.
So at least we can look at some of the positives from the loss to Dallas.
Yeah, Monahan got the goal, assist from Goudreau, I believe. Goudreau and Lindholm. Top line got all the points there.
Yeah, all the points on the one goal.
Yeah.
And also Talbot's play. That's what I was sort of getting to.
Oh, yeah. Talbot played good. Can't complain. Even though it was a loss. But I thought it was solid.
Yeah, I thought he was really good. I think he had about 30-some shots and 2 goals. None of the goals were weak. They were all good goals.
Yeah, he shut down Jamie Benn. I'm kind of enjoying seeing Jamie Benn struggle. Might make for some good lashing out from the organization. So I'm just waiting for that. Some more. Was it the GM already called out Ben Sagan? Who was it last year? Was the CEO or something?
It was one of the CEOs or something. He said their play was horseshit. So maybe that'll happen again, but not if they keep winning.
Well, Ben still only got like 3 points on the year.
True, but if you're winning, usually you don't get
less likely to be called out.
But yeah, so what do you think? Did Talbot kind of give you confidence in him?
Yeah, well, I liked him in all his games he played. There was that one he let in 2 soft goals. Loss, I think, was Vegas. I can't remember the opponent. I think it was Pacific Division. But other than that, pretty much every shot he faced, he does a good job. A little risky puck handling at one point, was there?
There might have been. But I'm so desensitized to that for Smith. Anybody I feel more confident. Even though Smith's good at playing the puck, he always took unnecessary risks. So now it's...
And this time it was Bishop who took some risks. And then Lucci's looking to capitalize on empty net. Yeah. Deflected away by his own player.
Yeah, you could hear the fans with the Luch.
I've been watching their home games, and it wasn't so much versus Dallas, but in the earlier part of the season, it felt like every time the crowd would start calling out Luch, he would choke up. So my question is, if you were Lucic, would you want the crowd to be behind you yelling Luch, or just to say nothing, let him play his game? Do you think has any effect on him? People have been doing it for a while, so I'm sure he's used to it.
Yeah, and it's not like he went from like an 80-point season to struggle. Like, he's been struggling a few seasons in a row now.
Yeah.
So I really don't think that's impacting him that much. And it might even... I'm thinking if I'm playing and the fans sort of say my name, it shows an affection, maybe gets you more motivated to try harder. So I don't think it's a negative thing.
It just felt like he was messing up the plays at home more so at home at the beginning, but I think he was solid last game.
Yeah,
last 2 games really.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, consistent. Third line consistently uneventful.
And also, I think he does look better against these bigger, heavier teams because he's a big, heavy player and he can win puck battles. And he stood out a bit more for me playing against St. Louis and Dallas because of that.
I like it when he just flashes a bit of talent with a nice stick handle, a solid tape-to-tape pass or something like that. It feels kind of rare for his game, but when it does happen, yeah, brings a smile.
Yeah, he's got decent hands.
Yeah.
So what was your takeaway like overall from the games? We played the ex-Stanley Cup champions, a big, heavy team. We played Dallas, who a lot of people predicted would be a good team this year, and they've been hot the last 9 games. Like, how do you think the Flames measured up?
I don't know. Okay. St. Louis was an okay game. For me, the biggest thing to happen was Hamnick's goal. I thought that was pretty
individual effort from Hamnick, yeah. And you could see Riddick and him laughing about it after.
Yeah. They were all right. I mean, coach called them out, and this is a time when they kind of expect them to live up or, I don't know, get their ass together and do better. And I wouldn't say they did that, but they didn't fold either.
Yeah, I thought the effort was there, and definitely goaltending.
Yeah, but not 60 minutes. That second period in against Dallas, that hurt.
Yeah, Dallas dominated us in the second.
Yeah.
But the big concern for me is our top players, specifically Gaudreau and Monahan, they really have trouble against these big, heavy teams. And you need your best players to win you playoff series.
Yeah, that's true. They yet to find the scoring rhythm. I wouldn't say it's lack of chances. I mean, Monahan's been in front, taking the shots. Been I wouldn't say snake bit, but he's got some goals. But they're not coming as they were in pace last year. Gaudreau's still playing solid. Still on power plays. He's sitting up, dancing around in their end, making the passes. But he's snake bit. His shots aren't going in.
Yeah,
and it's getting the point where I feel he's overdoing it on that low angle. Chance.
Yeah, it's like everyone's figured out that's your favorite shot, and no one's giving it up anymore.
Yeah.
But if you look at the last 2 games, the 3 goals we scored, one was from Hamonic, as we said, like an individual effort.
Yeah.
One was from the top line. And
Kachuk.
One was a Kachuk deflection, which is his thing.
Yeah.
But if that's your only scoring, it's going to be tough to win against these teams that are labeled as cup contenders.
Yeah, but there wasn't much scoring all around. The Blues got their goals on the power play.
Yeah.
Dallas is never really a high scoring team, I'd say.
No, but it's not just goals, I should say. It's chances as well.
Yeah.
Chances.
They outchanced them for sure.
And zone play. That's the other thing.
Yeah. And that comes with playing a full 60-minute game, getting in that zone time. And it just felt like Calgary was average. I wouldn't say they were giving it up. Besides that second period in Dallas, I think it felt pretty even zone times between teams.
You mean in the first and third period it felt even?
Yeah.
Maybe we should go to the comment board and see how some fans are feeling.
See what people are saying.
Yeah. You ready for some comment board heroes?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we have some post-game reaction we pulled off the comment boards, and I'll read them out, and then we can comment on the comments. Galaxy91122 wrote, "We've now taken the most penalties in the league with 90. Our PK is 7th at 85%.